Welcome to CMO Chats. My name is Luca Destefanis, and I am the Vice President Global for Marketing Campaigns and Digital at Kyndryl.
So Luca, for the first question, what does your company do?
Kyndryl is a company with more than 30 years of experience in designing, building, and managing mission-critical IT environments. Our customers are 60% of the global Fortune 100 and more than half of the Fortune 500, so large organization typically. If you buy an airline ticket, if you are using a mobile phone, or if you're making a banking transaction, there is a good chance we are making that possible by working with organizations that are serving you and making sure their IT infrastructure is always up and running, secure, and constantly evolving to support the business needs.
Okay, for our second question, what does your role entail? What are your focus areas? And what are your biggest marketing challenges at the moment?
Yeah, good question. Look, as I said, I am the global leader for campaigns and digital. My team is building customer-centric campaigns to drive reputation and relationships. These are the two areas we focus on high growth areas such as hybrid IT modernization, cyber resilience, data readiness, and AI. My biggest challenge is to integrate three foundational elements: the value proposition, content, and channels, to build a really brand-to-demand programs that are multi-touch and multi-channels. And as you build campaigns, traditionally, the focus of creativity has been on the messaging, but I truly believe the real differentiator is in creating experiential activation, such as learning, collaboration, community building, to re-engage customers at a deeper level.
Moving on to our next question, how do you balance the need for creativity with maintaining brand consistency across different markets?
Honestly, I believe this is a false problem, and I know it's a problem that is running across every single marketing organization and department I'm talking to. But I don't see dualism between creativity of both message and activation and localization if you really follow these three principles. The first one is the message needs to be universally relevant. The second is you need to focus on unlocking authenticity, empowering advocates to share their own real stories. And the third one is focused on channeling authenticity through relevant platforms, empowering authentic and consistent user-generated content, intentionally balancing organic with paid, and partnering with relevant media that are allowing you to have a global reach and global exposure. Since day one in Kyndryl, which is 3 years old, as we rebranded from Global Technology Services, we adopted these principles to develop a brand on the foundational ideas that we are at the heart of progress.
So what are some of the impactful campaigns that your company has executed?
Look, again, on the spirit of having consistent activation with no dualism between central and local and countries. I can give you a few examples. So the first one comes to my mind is employee activation, which happened at the brand launch 3 years ago and at anniversary year 1 and year 2, where we enable thousands of employees around the world to share their personal stories aligned to the values and the core principles of our brand through social media. Amazing impact and amazing recognition from the market. The second element is we keep focusing very much on enabling our clients to tell their stories. The last one that we recently produced is the customer story of India Grameen Access. India Grameen Access is a startup that is growing very fast and is enabling microfinancing in the rural areas in India. So as you can imagine, really very profound impact on the society, on the financial situation of thousands and thousands of families across India. And that's progress. That's a real impact. We build a story and then we amplify. We provide the customer a stage to shine. The third one that I love is a program for both customers and employees, which we run with economists for the last 2 years. The program is called Profiles of Progress. And through this program, we gave a platform to more than 70 customers, CEOs, CIOs, Chief Digital Officer, to share their own personal stories, their own values, the impact they are making through their teams and through their organization in the world. Again, very much aligned to the brand values and the creativity, but also very much focused on the experiential activation, what I'm giving to the clients, to the customers to shine.
In a field often dominated by logic and data, how important is emotion in your marketing?
The reality is that business-to-business decisions are driven by practical considerations, such as return on investment, product performance, cost. But the reality is that also this is table stake. These are not real differentiators. Even in business-to-business settings, people are buying from people. And emotional connections can make a huge difference when making these decisions. Emotions are key to building lasting relationships. Buyers who feel emotionally connected to a brand are more likely to stay loyal. Business-to-business buyers are 50% more likely to make a purchase when they see personal value that can be measured in confidence this vendor will deliver, pride of working with this vendor, or feelings of accomplishment working with this brand. The other element is that emotion through storytelling really helps brand to stand out in a very crowded marketplace where basically we are seeing a lot of undifferentiated message throughout the major players. And that's one of the reasons why in Kyndryl we intentionally put employees at the center of our brand building strategy. Because through employees, really you can unlock emotions and relationship in the activation.
So going on to our next question, how do you justify the investment in brand marketing initiatives to stakeholders who prioritize ROI?
Which is a very hot topic these days. Every single dollar needs to bring something. Look, I always start with the equation, brand is less than marketing, and marketing is less than business. Start with the business and how marketing will support business goals. Position brand in the context of the overall marketing strategy. Stop looking at the creative message itself and start showcasing end-to-end brand-to-demand initiatives and how the brand will be activated in the last mile with customers, employees, influencers. And last is, of course, measuring impact with metrics recognized by the business, such as quality of relationships, number of relationships, new relationships that we are unlocking. Too many times, I think we are trying to confuse either ourselves or the business leader with metrics that are in language that is really the marketing lingo. We should switch a bit more to the business lingo.
That's actually very true. So yeah, thanks for that, Luca. So on to our eighth question. What's the first word that comes to mind when you think of creativity in B2B marketing? And what's the most underrated aspect of creativity in B2B marketing?
The first word that comes to my mind is experience, as opposed to messaging, because really the focus I really think should be more in the experiential activation of the brand. And a very underrated aspect, I think, is platform, building platform that are integrated by design, where you have all the elements of marketing, from content, from pay media, organic activation, that are really enabling a much easier orchestration of our go-to-market efforts.
Thank you for that. On to our next. What's a piece of traditional leadership advice that you believe doesn't apply to modern CMOs?
Nothing. I'm highly convinced every piece of traditional leadership advice or leadership values are absolutely relevant. We tend to think that given industry disruption, how the business is evolving, given what technology is changing in the way we work, is really changing or affecting very much the role of leaders and how leaders should act, I think we are overestimating minor factors. Let me tell you, I don't know if it has much to do with leadership, but I just finished reading a book that was published in 1878, Anna Karenina, by Tolstoy, the Russian writer. And when I read these all the classics, I always find that humans and human behaviors, feeling, emotions, the way humans behave in society, relationships, even the way we play in politics are astonishingly the same decades after decades after decades. So let's focus more on core values and core principles, and these always matter.
Thank you. Very insightful. On to our last question. What career advice would you like to share with other marketing leaders?
I think my piece of advice is always to marketing leaders or juniors that are aspiring to become leaders is to keep nurturing curiosity and expose yourself to a wide range of ideas, disciplines, be open, travel, be exposed to art, for example. Life is much more than your work. And actually, life can make your work infinitely richer if you keep nurturing yourself with new things.